I heard there was a secret chord David played, it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? Well, it goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her dancing on the roof. Beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to her kitchen chair. She broke your throne. She cut your hair. And from your lips she drew the hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room, I walked this floor. Used to live alone before I knew you. And I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Your love is not a victory march. It's cold and it's broken. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. There was a time when you let me know what's really going on below. Now you never show that to me, do ya? But remember when I moved in you, and the holy dove was moving too, and every breath we drew was hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, I just want to say thank you for having me on the show last night on the Community Pulse. Such a great experience, even if it was in the middle of the night for me and I was really tired. It was totally worth it. And I'm looking forward to getting to know the community better and maybe do some collabs. It sounds like a lot of fun, even though I have no experience, but I'm looking forward to the challenge. As I said, I like to challenge myself. I think it's the next step, so I'm really excited about that.
Yes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 19th edition of the Community Pulse. It's a real sad week in this community. We lost two of the most amazing, genuine individuals. And I know everybody feels the same way. I got to know Josh just through messaging and texting, and he was going to be on the show. We just never finalized the date. And then when I got a call from Folk Punk and Hetriani, and just how I felt in Hetriani, I didn't know Adam that well, but he stopped into pretty much every song I ever released. But from the tone of Hetriani's voice, I'm sure a lot of people were moved. And yeah, it's sad. Let's move on with this show. Well, I was already. So we have an all-star cast tonight. We have Mr. Hetriani, as you all know, co-hosting Larzguitars, our buddy Larry, and I'm so excited to have him on. And we have, as the featured channel this week, I featured Lady Campion. And next week will be Rise of Dark Leela. But please, everybody, go stop by as you hear some of these songs. Please right-click or however you do it to go by and support some of these artists that I'm going to be shouting out tonight. The featured channel being Lady Campion. Please stop by and give her a thumbs up. I'm sure many of you have already done so. And follow her streams and her songs and all the beautiful things she does on her channel. Yeah, actually this, I apologize. Is going to be a great show. Hello, Karen. Hello, Jade. Hello, Brad. Hello, everybody. Welcome, Ozark, Kid Kane, DJ Big Red, Bad Joe, Maestro, Mark Wade, Real Justine Kasperick and Kurt, one of the first here, Leanie, Michael Thompson. Yeah, all you wonderful and amazing people out there, and my wonderful mods who do a fantastic job, which reminds me I should run this show. There you go. Jade, are you impressed yet? See how good I am? Look, no hands. All right, so let's get started with the show. I do like to start off the show with some of the notable streaming channels that I consider to be the pillars of this community. In particular, for the reasons of I don't think I'd be here, my music would not be heard. They've set us up to be successful and obviously heard. And this community is going to continue to grow if we let it, if we all support each other, and we can get this done. There was a show that that Michael Thompson was on the radio. If Folk Punk can post it, out of Minnesota. He mentioned a lot of the community artists, and it's a beautiful thing. And just listening to the passion in his voice about how he felt about this community, he spoke for me. And listening to the reaction from the other two, and forgive me, I forgot the names, even though Folk Punk just texted them to me. But just the reaction from them about our community when Michael mentioned it, it's just a beautiful thing. Hello, Dom. So I'm going to start off with 15th Bend. He has a stream every Thursday, 9 p.m. Fortunately, this week, I don't think he's streaming, if I'm correct. I think I heard through Lady Campion, because I was away all weekend. I hadn't got to talk to my boys. So there's, if we can post 15th Ben's, I'm sure I sent it to one of the mods, these links. So every Thursday he's got the Rollercoaster stream. If you want to be played on that, please just send him an email, check out the channel, and you'll get a feel of what you might and might not want to send. But it is a Rollercoaster stream, and it will play pretty much anything. We got the Metalhead Hippie, the 907 co-op, music co-op every Friday at 4 p.m. Metalhead Hippie, if you, to those of you who haven't already sent any songs, to those of you I know that will be listening, hello, Daniel, will be listening on replay, please feel free to send your music in. There is spots for covers as well, so please do not hesitate. We got Pete Johns. He pretty much streams throughout the week, but the channel that I'm shouting out here is Your Music Live. It's every Sunday at 7 p.m. I hope I got the time right. 7 p.m. If you go to this channel link, you'll be able to submit your songs via form. Again, this is how I grew. To those of you who are in the chat that haven't submitted any songs to some of these streaming channels, this is how I was able to be listened and how I joined this community. Pete Johns is considered to be the godfather between him and Metalhead Hippie, the OGs of these communities. And then we got Thomas Christ every Wednesday, the U Rock channel. An amazing individual. He'll give me a nice comments. He knows his music. And this guy can, just like Folk Punk, these guys have a gift and a knack to really pinpoint the details in each song, and it's always something different. So that's every Wednesday. Also, you fill out a form, submit your songs, and you will be played. Independent Many United every Friday at 8 p.m. She is my channel manager here. She's got a nice little gig going where between 8 and 11, she will, it'll be open mic. Show up and chat, and she will, hello, Marshall. She will set up, she will play your track. She will go find it. It's a community where you're going to get a lot of exposure in the sense that there's a lot of non-musicians, and that's, I think, what all of our aim is to be heard by. So that's every Friday at 8 p.m. And thank you for all you do, Indy, for my channel. I appreciate you. Chad Freeman, although he's not streaming every Saturday for now, and he has asked that I don't have to shout out his channel, but there's another gentleman that has always played my music, an amazing supporter in this community. Every Sundays, he does have a show. I'm just posting his link there. Please go follow that. And then, of course, we have Jade Star. So she runs daily also. But the Thursdays, and I've missed the last few days, I've had some personal issues, but they have been resolved, and I will touch on that in a minute. I don't want to stay here too long. Thursdays, she has live interviews with some of our community's finest musicians and bands and other community members as well. And she's got a great show, and she has been around for quite some time, and it's another channel that you want to go follow, and you will start to grow. And yeah, so I really appreciate all these channels, and there's so many others. We got Brad performing live Saturdays. We have Leela on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. And there's so many shout outs. So I will start off by apologizing to those I missed. I've got 107 shout outs aside from what I just shouted out to shout out throughout the show. So if I miss you more than once or twice within 3 weeks, please send me an email or let me know. Sometimes I need 2 reminders. So yeah. Where do we want to start? I'm going to bring in Hetriani and right off the hop, and let's get him up here so I'm not standing here alone. But I'd like to do a little intro by something I just put together. How good is that? Yes, yes. So let's bring on Mr. Hetriani. Yo. Oh,
How's it going, brother?
it's going well, man. How are you?
Well, tired, but I'm all right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You getting that storm yet? I saw the text.
Yep. It's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
we've
hear
had
the rain now.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
shit, it's gonna pick up. If you get what we got, it was like I said, it was pretty much a flood on the roads. So
Well, if we get that, I might not stay.
We got a few Canadians in the chat. So they know what's going on from this area anyways. Yeah, man, I really appreciate you coming on. I know you're going to be on again in a few weeks with Viv. And when I was speaking to Larry, he shouted out your name, and I thought, perfect. So you guys can sit there and talk guitar, talk shop, and I know it's going to be a great show. But why don't you tell us a little bit about, because I keep shouting it out and I keep saying, I think it's them, I think it's this, but I know you've been working really hard on your next album, and I always don't know how much I could say. And I know you
do fine.
So tell us about it.
Well, I guess it's in its final stages now. There's just some final mixing and mastering I have to do yet, and then it'll be good to go. It's not like a full-length album or anything. It's only like 6 songs, so I guess it's more of an EP than anything. But yeah, I haven't never done something like this, so I figure all the music that I like to do that's maybe not what my channel would support usually, I'm just going to throw it all together and shove it out there and see if anybody likes it.
Well, I got to hear a few riffs and stuff that you shared with me. I was like, no fucking way, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be blown away with the diversity in this.
Well, they'll be shocked by some, maybe. Yes, it'll be a little not what they expected, but
yeah,
hopefully they still like it. That's for sure.
Now we're going to be calling you the tease. Did you guys all catch that? Yeah.
Nobody tops 15th for that. He can keep that title.
Yeah, but you gave us a nice, perfect description that we want to reach out and grab it now. So that's
fair enough.
Yeah. So, what do you think? We bring on Larzguitars?
I think so. Don't keep them waiting for him.
No. Should we? I'm going to bring him on, and then we'll start with the music. But yeah,
sounds good.
Without further ado, Larzguitars, everybody, add to the stage, and I'm going to do one of these. I think it's better.
What's that?
Hey.
How you guys doing?
Good. How are you doing, buddy?
Good. Yeah. Good to
Appreciate
be here.
you for coming on the show. Thank you very much. I couldn't wait to get you on the show. I know you were actually one of the first or second people that I had lined up, but because of your commitments, we couldn't really go till now.
It took a little while. Yeah. What a killer tune, Hetriani.
Thanks, man. You've got plenty of those. But thank you. I appreciate that.
It's killer.
Yeah.
So tell me something. I have to know one thing real quick. Why guitar? Why did you pick guitar? You could have played anything, I'm sure, but why did you pick guitar?
It was probably because everything I was listening to at the time, it was the guitar players that I was liking. And even I was listening to if you go clear back, like when I first started playing, I was listening to Neil Young, Ted Nugent, stuff like that. I mean, even Neil Young was playing guitar. I mean, it's even the singers that I liked were playing guitar. So I think it was probably just that,
Yeah, I was kind of the same way, so I get that totally.
Like when people were collecting baseball cards and stuff, I was collecting albums, So I started like
Yeah.
listening. Yeah, that's kind of how it was for me. So yeah. So I don't know. The guitar is just probably the easiest thing. My parents were getting divorced at the time, and it's like, hey, I want to play guitar. Like I slipped that in there real quick. Like, oh yeah. So that's kind of how it started, I guess.
I'm gonna use this to my advantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool kids play guitars. So,
Yeah.
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 That was
I
always
just
the
was.
thought, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got normally, and first of all, big applause for Larzguitars. He is dealing with a little bit of illness, and in his email that he sent me, he said that no, I'll be on. I'll be on for sure. I should be okay. So
Yeah.
I don't want to disclose.
I got
but
COVID in the house. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that
My
sucks.
wife got COVID. Then I started kind of getting it too, I thought, but it's just a head cold, it seems like.
Right.
But I wouldn't miss
Oh,
this, man.
it just stays like
I
that.
would. Yeah. I wouldn't miss this, man, at all. Not
No,
at
that's
all.
the rock star in you.
Yeah. That's commitment. I'm going to do a few shoutouts before we do introduce that song. Kid Kane, DJ and folk punk, you ready? So Kid Kane put out a track called Glow. Really good stuff. It's a collaboration with Scary Garcia and Q Machine 1. Lori Mona Lisa's and Mad Hatters, an Elton John cover, really good with Mark and Times Minkind, and PJ Colby, great track. Guitar Meets Science put out a little tribute to Slash. She Wanted Him Dead, it's titled. They wanted his money. He just wanted his hat back. It's a nice little thing that he put together. If you got a few minutes, sit back and enjoy. It's a really nice show. Nura Guitar Channel. I really like this channel. He does a lot for people. He plays a lot of, he'll show you the guitar strumming, the chords and the lyrics, and you can just play along. It's really good, especially for beginner guitars, even for myself. Me, Myself, and iPhone put out, released his latest, Delusional Evolution. John Lemon and Lemonade, good Canadian. I think I saw him in the chat. No, I saw him in the chat. Eat Your Cake, a message from John Lemon with composer Michael A. Levine. Great track. Vintage Tone, my buddy Sam from the US, Haunting Screams of Lost Souls, a great guitarist. Please go check out these channels that I'm shouting out. Drummer Jim for Life, drum cover of Fly Away. Robbie Stingle, he's put out obviously a few more than just the one. Can You Relate? Sonic Grace put out a couple tracks, but I captured this one all the way. A clip from a practice. It's a really good song. Please go check it out. You'll be impressed. David Cartrett, Country Life with You. And I'm just going to shout out a few more before we carry on. Brian Drum, I think I saw him in the chat. A drum cover of Teenage Dirtbag. Take a Short Break. Man, she's hitting this community strong. If you guys haven't started to follow this artist, please do. It's a great channel. Great supporter. I see her everywhere supporting others. Watch Me Dancing in the Moonlight. Great track. Gary Schaefer, The Pickin' Pilots, Chasing Paradise. We got Camp G May, Daydreams, featuring Monique Lisa. And then we got Proven Groove yesterday, a cover of Badass Brutus Guitar, original composition featuring the virtual Mike Youngfield and Adam Holtz. I'm Gonna Get There. Jenny's Country Music Channel. It's a cover of Got a Little Crazy, a Kenny Chesney track. Dr. Fausto, Interventales. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. It's in French. Tobias H. Reese, Captain Brizo. Really good track. Well done, Tobias. I think it's part of his new and up and coming album. Mamsie Graham put Leap of Faith, live-ish, he calls it. Detective Agent Dark Nut, Soldier of Misfortune, Son of Snake, There Is No Death. I'm just going to finish this page here. 15th band, Tony Howie and Zio Fender put out this track called Levitate. Hey, Het? Lars? What a brilliant. It was just so well done.
They all played together very well, for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it was perfect. It was beautiful. Please go check that out. Mr. Rock, Bella Stella, a metal cover. Forest of the Wolf and Jerry Gomes. In this case, I put both links, ones and zeros. You'll notice there's Mark's and Jerry's link to their songs. Russ 8889, The Phantom Summer of Love remix. Ron Ward. We had a Ron Ward sighting this week. Graham Parsons, Love Hurts. Lunar Vibe and Seattle Sounds, Remote View. Please go check out these two channels. You won't be disappointed. You can ask John Lemon. I know he's, I think I met these channels through his. And then we have Karen Baldwin. I saw her in the chat. She's from Scotland. She does a lot of live piano shows on YouTube. Please go check it out. A lot of boogie woogie blues, and it's really enjoyable. So please go check out her channel. And first batch gone. So let's get back to
right along.
Yeah, the track that I've got on cue is I Remember What You Said. What do you got to say about that one, Larry?
I wrote that probably, a lot of these songs are 10, 20 years old, to be honest. But
beautiful.
Yeah, it's just you listen to lyrics, it's kind of, I don't know.
All right, let's hear it. Yeah, talk about being organized, right? So the featured channel of tonight's show.
Well, I had longer hair back then. But
the featured, that wasn't Larzguitars. The featured channel of tonight's show, a segment that I started just about 3 weeks ago, is Lady Campion. She does so much in the support of this community. She's got a beautiful voice, incredible artist. She's mixing and mastering her own tracks. I think track by track, each one is, I mean, she's already there. She's her worst enemy, like beats herself up, and yet everything she puts out is amazing. So I do want to play this track before we go on to the next one. And please go, I pinned her channel up to the top, and please go support her. She has a premiere when she comes in, or if one of the mods can find out, she is premiering her song on Thursday. I know she sent me a text saying it's all ready to go. So if we can go find it, please go hit the like, the notification bell, and let's just hear it. I apologize, everyone.
My room like a desert island, with yellow sand and blue lagoon. beside you I've been all this time, praying. They say it's better to have a broken heart, better than having no heart at all. Sometimes I wonder if what they say is true, 'cause with this heart, all I cannot just deny, it's not what I had in mind, but the memories are fading and it's alright now. Feel so captivating. Will I ever feel home again? Home again. The wind cries your name through the trees. Your spirit can't fly with broken wings, hanging by a limb in midair, and no one even knows you're there, hanging in the air. Does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free as they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have you fears, my good Lord? I'll always challenge you, Lord, but you never tire of me, Lord.
How beautiful is that?
Very,
That was awesome.
very, yeah.
Yeah, and she's an amazing supporter of all of our channels. I know she takes the time to listen to everybody's song. I see her everywhere with comments and stuff. So please, she does have a nice stream called Dinner Live, what you saw there, and it's every Wednesday at 7 p.m. just for an hour, and it's really nice. It's beautiful. A lot of strong community members there, and please go check out her channel. I put the link up, pinned it to the top. It'll stay there throughout the show. And she does have a premiere coming out Thursday. So please post that and continue to do that throughout the show. Larry, I apologize. Honestly, the beginning kind of threw me off.
Yeah, I could tell. It's moved, you know. Adam and Josh, it's sad. Yeah, I get it, man.
So the song that we chose, I remember what you said. Let's let's say surprise myself again. I'm pretty sure it's on cue.
We could ad lib.
And I remember what you said.
did you take me down to look at them that day? To die some more and feel my inner pain.
Yeah,
Killer.
Thanks.
Yeah. that is. And you wrote that. That was 10 years ago. You said.
Yeah, a little longer
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
There's always gems from the past. Always.
Right.
I love the vocals too in that.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's Hetriani kind of has the head field, and I was trying to sing some different stuff because I got a Dave Mustaine kind of voice. You'll hear it in other stuff, but yeah. So
I
I
was
was
going to
just
bring that up.
yeah. I kind of just tried to mellow out on that one a little, not try to growl too much.
Now, when it comes to singing, what got you into that? Just the need to have vocals on your songs, or were you interested in being a singer beyond that?
No, not at all. So
No?
when I started playing, we got into a band, and I had a drummer and a bass. I've always played in three pieces pretty much. And we had a drummer, bass player, and me. And we started trying to get people. We put ads out in the paper, and we started renting equipment because we didn't have no PA. We started bringing singers in. And tell you the truth, it was crazy. It was crazy how, like, we'd be doing Master of Puppets, and they'd be singing the chorus and the verse part of it. Just stuff like that. It was just like, so it came down to basically, I ended up singing. Here, I bought a mic, and that's how it started. Was like, well, here, I'll just give it a shot. And then the bass player, he started singing. He went off into another band, and he sang on that band too. So it was like,
Nice.
It was out of necessity, it was,
Right.
and it always worked out too. It just seemed like I always played in 3-piece band, original bands, and it was easier not to try to bring a singer in and deal with that and like the schedules of practice. So that's
Right.
basically really how it started. Was like, here. And,
Yeah, it's
I was listening to a lot of Mustaine at the time, so it was like that's probably that influence. Yeah,
that's where you cut your teeth, right?
right? Exactly. Yeah.
Same with me with Metallica, right? That's, you start trying to sing along with it, and you just kind of inherently try and sing like that, right? While you're singing along, jamming out in your car or whatever.
Right.
And the next thing you know, when you sing by yourself, you're like, oh crap, I kind of sound like that now. So
one of the first times we played out and I got paid for a gig, actually, like I got off the stage and a couple people came up and said, man, you sound just like Dave Mustaine. I didn't know how to take it, but it was a compliment, I guess it was like
it's a compliment, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it would be definitely a compliment if I got that too, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And doing your own, you don't have to worry about divas like that are just singers and stuff and focus on their vocals so much.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah, but I see you point that. Yeah, but it'd be fun to like have someone else sing my stuff too, you know. But
Yeah.
then you start thinking like, are they gonna like do it like how I meant it, or you know? So yeah, it
Yeah.
turns into that a little too. Yeah,
Yeah, I totally get you.
yeah. But it was out of necessity. That's how it started. Was just like,
So how
man,
do
we
you come
couldn't
up with
find it.
melodies? Sorry.
You know, when I first started playing, I basically would put an album on and I would just start playing leads over the whole song, over when
Right.
they were singing and everything. And I think that was a lot of that. It was just a lot of, you know, just learning. That's probably like how I learned lead, really, to be honest, too, is just playing my own. And I'd hit a bad note, hit this, or, you know, and just, so I was probably mimicking the vocals sometimes even. That's probably helped me with my
Right.
melodies. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think we all done that. Wore out tape decks, rewinding and playing it, rewinding it, playing
Oh,
it.
man.
Playing
Or
it.
dropping the needle
Trying to
down.
figure it
And,
out.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got you.
I was doing a lot of, yeah, yeah, a lot of
So
record
when,
drops.
sorry, go ahead, Frank.
No, no,
Okay.
no. I was going to say the recording times have changed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure. Way easier now.
Definitely. Yeah.
So when you first started playing lead, right? What was the first solo that you could play? And I won't say perfectly, because when we first start, nobody ever plays it perfectly, but we get close, and then that gives you you get that feeling. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I can do this. What was the first solo that you played that you were so close you could taste it, and you just gave you that fire to keep going?
Probably Iron Maiden's Ides March.
Oh, nice.
You know, like that type
Yeah.
of, it's, following along with that. Yeah, I learned a lot of Iron Maiden when I was young. Like I took lessons. I started playing when I was 13. I took lessons for about 6 months. The guy taught me a lot of songs, and then we got to Iron Maiden, and I gave him Murders on Rue Morgue. I wish I had a better guitar teacher that taught me a little bit of theory or anything, but he was just like,
Right.
you bring in a song, I'll teach you the song. So that's kind of how I learned, you know, it's like that. So he started off with like, you know, Cinnamon Girl, stuff like that. And then he started teaching me Paranoid, and then I started learning some Iron Maiden, and I brought in Murders in the Rue Morgue off that Killers album. And he's like, I can't learn that. Like that guy told me that. So I went and I got on, like, I can't remember what it was back then, but you bought t-shirts, you could buy like tablature books and stuff.
Right.
I bought the first 4 Iron Maiden. It had the first 4 Iron Maiden albums on there. And I remember learning that Murders in the Rue Morgue and going back to my guitar teacher and playing it with him, you know, and he's just like, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, so that's kind of, just a start.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was a lot of, when I first bought a guitar, my next door neighbor bought one too, and his brother bought one. And we started a band, kind of like really a garage band, got a drummer out of church, just everything like that. And played AC/DC. We played basically double guitar bands. We didn't play any Randy Rhoads or any single stuff like that. It was like Judas Priest, Iron Maiden. So all of our guitar, you know, and basically one of the brothers ended up playing bass, because you can't have, you know, unless you're playing Leonard Skinner or something. There's really no, or Iron Maiden now, I guess, has 3 guitar
Iron Maiden,
players, but there's really no reason to have it. So it was, one guy ended up playing, the older brother ended up playing bass. So kind of that's how a band formed too, was just like that.
That's cool.
I was like 14 at the time, you know, and I already, yeah.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to shout out some more. And, you know, I wanted to say this at the top of the show, but I forgot. I want to apologize to all the channels that I was committed to, that I had Patreon and joined and everything. One of my issues that I mentioned earlier that was a little setback for me was the fact that my Visa account was compromised for over $20,000, and it has since been resolved, but it had taken forever for me to get the new visa, and now I have to go back and enter my number with all these accounts, and it's amazing that you don't realize how many pre-authorized you have going through your account until you get notification. And it seems like every 3 hours I'm getting your membership. Like, did they all expire the week I get my card compromised? So I'm getting caught up slowly. So yeah, once again, I apologize to everybody. So we're at number 37. We got over 100 and I think 107 plus shoutouts this week. Kaylin's composition, she's part of the pianist community that I so desperately need to learn how to say properly. It's a great track. 11 drums. I met through Lori's Mishmash. We did a collab together. Great young drummer. Wesley Media Hub. Falling in Love with a Dreamer. Lady in Red. Krista Berg. Lost in Your Eyes by Debbie Gibson. Great little video montage that he put together. Nigel is a super supporter of my channel and many of others out to view out there as well. Natalie Ducros Hansen, who was on the show last week, I think she's put out about 3 different tracks this week. She is on a roll, and it was a pleasure having her on the show. She's out of Sweden, so I know she's getting some rest right now, and she will check this out on replay, so please go check out her channel. Colorful Energy put out a beautiful track called Mirage. Nick Apostolaris, I wish I did. I do have it here. He's going to be on our show, co-hosted by none other than Folkpunk. Nick is going to be on August 19th. We got Cubic Lover 1972. Punk Lives on. Punk Lives On Forever. Great track, Brian. Abe the Band put out a beautiful track called Sunset. Steve Ewart, a cover of Steely Dan, and I love Steely Dan. Do It Again. Deed 1951. I Dream of Your Return. Another great composer. Dan Anderson put out a short riff. He's been putting out a few of these. Please go check out Dan's channel. He's a great supporter of all of our channels. Put a short riff titled Tracking. Paul, We Can Fight It. Tremor, Complexity, Tremor Bear, that is. Sylvia Blasser, a track called Calming. The Lily Pillies, Manny. Wow, what a wicked track titled Save Me. We just got the premiere. Please go check that out if you hadn't already. Great work, Manny. Synthworks, Space Anomaly. Paradolia, who's going to be on the show with 15th Ben. It's going to be in September. So that's going to be a really good show also. Enigma Bird, Mysterious Misty Town. Danny Auger, Thursday Night Instrumental in F. These are great musicians. I know there's room for these channels to grow as well, and they will come over to support your channel. They're great supporters of mine. Amy Wallace, who will be on this show sometime in the fall. A cover of Edge of 17, a Stevie Nicks cover. Brilliant artist, another good Canadian. Kathy Ogram, 5 bagatelles. Excuse me. And Mark and Francis put out from the Padded Pedal Room, Addicted to You, an original song by the both of them. Great track. I don't know why I don't have Mark's link, but I do have, or one or the other. I have one link here, but you can go check out the other party. Zio Fender, Mistake in Improvisation, a great little release. And then Bostar, a Dying Man, a great fun channel to go check out. And yeah, I'd like to. We have on cue, Lars, a song called "Sun."
Yeah, that's just one of my first instrumental, probably.
Beautiful.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Trying to think if I yeah, it's probably one of my first that sounds like Satriani. If anything, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
very cool.
Well, it's
Yeah.
gonna sound like anybody. It should sound like Satriani. I'm sorry.
Right.
I mean, that guy taught Vi in them, so I mean, if you're gonna sound like
Yeah.
anybody, sound like him. Yeah.
And
Right?
Vi's too weird, right?
There is some truth to that.
Yeah.
He's fantastic, but he is a bit odd.
Yeah.
Nice little comment from Gussie. We'll get on to that in a few minutes. If anybody has any questions, not that I'm really good at catching them, but put them in the chat. I'm sure these guys will. Somebody will catch it somehow. Yeah, so let's get into a song titled "Sun," and let's hit the play. Well done.
Yeah, that was cool. You definitely had a summer songy vibe.
Thanks.
Yeah, man, that was cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And I know Folk Punk put it in there earlier, the production. So you're doing everything. It's top notch.
I'm doing the bass, the drums. Well, the drums, easy drummer, but I'm doing the bass guitar, like all of it's, yeah. So it's, back in the day when I had the bass player and a drummer, it was fun to record because you had other people putting input, stuff like that in there. But yeah, all the stuff you're hearing now is like me, I guess.
Do you find that that's kind of creatively stunts you by
Limiting.
not having other inputs? Yeah, like
Yeah,
I find that myself.
Yeah. It's because I'm not a bass player. So, the bass players are going to play a lot different lines. I mean, I'm a guitar player playing the bass. So, yeah. Yeah, it's
So it's
stuff like
root notes.
that. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's that. Yeah, it was. a lot easier to write when you had other people in a room with you, you know. But
Yeah, I think I'm trying to like you, and another reason why I really wanted you on the show is I didn't even know you're a musician, first of all. Like you were in everybody's chat, and then I remembered when I was going through all your music, it's like, oh yeah, I see my comments in there. But that's going way back. But since then, you had stopped, I think, for a little bit, posting some music.
I what I need to do is post more. That's the deal. Like if you look at my stuff and you start, yeah, I thought Hetriani was freezing a little, but if
Yeah,
you look at
we've
my
got a
stuff,
storm in that area that just passed
yeah,
ours.
yeah, you're saying that.
Yeah.
So it's that I just need to post more, and yeah, even like
Yeah,
I like
and
me and you were talking about that a little bit. I talk myself out of so much, and I would say that to the community. Don't do that. Like there's so many reasons you just say, why would I do that? Or why do I want to do that? Like, and I wish I'd, you know, could just, and I got the biggest support with my family. They're the ones that are telling me, just post it, do that, to go live, do this, you know? And yeah, it's part of that.
yeah, you don't. Yeah, you gotta just put everything out there. If anything, I learned from Robbie Stingle, just put it out there. You know,
Right. Yeah.
it's music.
Right.
It's
Dwight Bailey, he he
yeah.
puts stuff out all the time. Like, yeah,
Stephen
it's,
Ewart.
yeah.
Take a short break, and that's who I mentioned earlier. Just a lot of great tracks. Just keep putting them out there. What I was getting at with that was, yet you're in everybody's stream, appreciating and commenting, and it's just amazing the support you give so many people in the community.
And I'll tell you, I'm lurking in all your streams. That's a lot of times when I'm not saying anything, I got a guitar in my hand, and it's just hard. Once you go into a chat and you say hi to somebody, then it's 30 highs I got to say back and tag people. And a lot of times, so seriously, I am watching everybody's streams. Like, there you are.
Yeah, there I am. The worst part was I thought it was you two messing up.
You thought we were
Because
pros?
it's spinning on you two, and I'm like, oh, what's their problem?
We should go.
Whoops. Just a mask flow.
That's all
That's
Snooks
cool.
needed, is something to pick on you about,
Well,
and you just
there'll
opened
be
the
plenty
door
more.
there.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah. So go ahead, Het.
I lost my train of thought there. I did ask a question, never got to hear the answer, but everybody else did. So I'll have to watch the replay to find out. I did have another question too, but I got all kerfuffled with that there. So anyway.
I want to ask that.
Joy-
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I interrupted you.
I want to ask that one question is, when did you pick up what was the guitar the first instrument? And if so, when did you even start to play?
That was like when I was 13. It's funny because, like I said, I was listening to music. We'd go down and we'd buy albums, like, you know, and I wasn't buying baseball cards and stuff like that. And I remember the guys that I were talking about that lived next door to me that ended up playing guitar too. I remember him calling me up and he goes, "Man, I got something to tell you." And I got something to tell you. You know, we both were like, I told him, like, go ahead. And he goes, "I'm going to play guitar." And I was like, "Oh man, like that's what I was going to tell you." Like, so that's just how it started, is I just decided, man, I want to play guitar after watching so many bands and listening to so much music. It was, yeah, I don't know. The guitar intrigued me. It's kind of like hot rods. My whole family's been into like cars too and stuff. And like, I don't know, you got to be a guitarist, I suppose, but they're like beauty, man. Like guitars are like hot rods. They're like a work of art. So I think that's what attracted
Absolutely.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I can still remember Joe Satriani when I was 18 probably, like just graduating from high school. And I think it was my summer of that. And I remember waking up from probably drinking that night before or something. And I hear this guy on the radio and it's like Satch Boogie. And I'm like, man, someone's doing an original instrumental. I mean, other people did instrumentals, right? But it just was like,
Right.
wow, this guy's on the radio and he's like mainstream radio that I was listening to, and somebody could do it without vocals. Iron Maiden did songs without vocals on almost every
Yeah.
album, it seems like. But when I seen heard Satriani that day when I woke up, it was like, wow, like, yeah,
It's a different level
Yeah, yeah.
for sure. So who's your favorite guitar player? And I doesn't necessarily have to be like back in the day, even nowadays. Who's inspiring to you now?
God, that's a hard question. You know,
I
I
know.
mean, it's
It can be
probably
more than one.
it'd probably be Satriani, Vi, and stuff. Even like Clapton. You know, like I like old stuff. Like I'll tell you what I like to listen to a lot is Leonard Skinner, old Leonard Skinner, just because them guys how they use their guitars with, you know, it was just is yeah. So there's that, I guess. But I just seen Satriani and Vi together on that tour, and I'd have to say
Yeah,
Vi was just so weird. Like we were talking, he's just so weird that it was like you couldn't even. It's just too much sometimes. But I seen Vi too back in. God, he had Tony McAlpine.
he's
The
good
bass,
too.
yeah, the bass player from Mr. Big.
Oh,
Yeah. So he had that star lineup to where, man, that was an incredible concert. Nothing like the last thing
yeah,
I've seen. It was just like wow, like guitar work. It was and bass. It was Billy Sheehan.
that's it.
Yeah. So yeah, just always
There
been
is-
driven to the guitar. Even when I listened to like music back in the day, I don't know if I could even hear the bass. Guitar was just like always like in my head.
Yeah, right. Like, who needs bass? Sorry,
Oh,
I'm
my
joking.
God.
There's a question there from Hugh. What is Larry's favorite guitar and amp combo?
Well, right now I'm playing out of an FM9, so I'm using all modelers. And when I played out in a band, I played Randall amps because I was listening to Dimebag, I guess, too. And I played a Randall amp through a 412, and I just had a pedal board in front of me. But then I started watching like Vi and people like that. They had switchers in front of them, and that's what I wanted to condense my rig to that. So that's when I moved to Line 6. I had a Line 6 head with a Ethernet controller to a foot controller that just worked awesome. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
like
sorry,
some of
no
the
tube
old
amps.
ones.
I don't got any tube amps. I did when I was a kid. I went through a lot of amps when I was younger, but yeah. If you want to ask me like what I played the most out was a Randall. I played yeah.
Well,
I still have that amp. I bought that when I was like 16 years old, and it's sitting in my garage. Well, it's not an amp; it was a head. I pulled, yeah.
yeah, it's one of those things you never want to get rid of, right?
My first amp was a Butcher or a PV Decade. If there's any guitar players in there, they probably know it was like a little amp. I can even remember taking it back. I remember when I first got my guitar and I was 13. My parents would go to other people's houses, you know, for dinner and stuff like that. I remember my dad had to take me back to the house so I could play on this guitar that I didn't even know how to play. And I can even remember just strumming on this little amp thinking, man, I'm making music somehow, you know, but yeah. But I can remember taking that amp in too. And I'm like, I want to sound like AC/DC or something. And the guy taught me how to, you know, push the post or the pre and, you know, just, yeah. My first amp when I played with the drummer was a TKO 80 PV bass amp. And I had a guy tell me, you got to get a distortion pedal. And I got a DS1 Boss distortion pedal. But I never really, the internet's so crazy now. When I was 13, you either bought a magazine or somebody you knew what to tell you to do, but I didn't have anybody telling me. It was all just learning, the whole time was, yeah. Like I said, I wish I would have had a better guitar teacher, but it's funny. I went and seen Steve Miller a couple years ago, a couple summers ago. Maybe it was last summer. And my guitar teacher opened up for him because it's a local thing, But yeah, that was kind of neat. Yeah.
That's funny. I was just listening to that driving up north. Steve Miller's greatest hits.
Oh, definitely.
Still one of my favorite things.
I know
Yeah.
my kids are so young, yet it's like I gotta let you hear something. Oh, we know that, Dad, and they're singing along. It's like what? What?
Timeless.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So I'm gonna shout out a few more channels here. Turtle Drum had a nice Son's Toy original with Lawrence. And I can't pronounce this properly. Sans Toy. I think it's French, but please don't kill me if it's not. Eileen Leni Perez. I love her, what she puts out on Friday. I've Been Waiting, a Matthew Sweet ukulele cover. I've got two from Natalie DeGrosse Hansen. Cherry Bomb by Joan Jett. Boomster Black, Bach's Missing 13th Sonata. Really cool track. Y'all got to go check that out. And Greg Hutto, Everything That Could Go Wrong Has Gone Wrong, a really nice track. And I love the combination between Greg and the relationship between Greg and David Cartrett. Live close by. They played in bands together when they were younger, and I think they still do some things together. It's pretty cool. Ricochet, Trust is a slower trainer. Melanie Choli, she will be on the show soon. We're trying to work out some dates. Put out a track called Green Leaves, jazzy love song. Jim Hebert, Jamaican Dreams. We got Rose Ackerman, Am I Drowning? Dana Everhart. It's been a while since I caught one of Dana's tracks, but this is Dementia Joe Blues. And Gordium 85 with Pseudo Science put out a track called Affliction. Kathy Short, a great supporter of my channel, and I know she supports many others out there. Please go check her out. She's a great supporter, and is really a talented musician. Don't Be Afraid of Your Life is the song that she released. Friend of mine from Italy, Andriana Amaguchi, Dark Techno Grammary. Dan Anderson. Oh, I've got two Dan Andersons here, so that's cool. Lester Paul, Cubic Lover 1972, in remembrance of Bobby Wheeler, my beloved cousin. Well done, Cubic. I really enjoyed that one. Dragon Orb, who was in the chat, hopefully still. Dark Desires. Please go check out that channel. And a friend I met through Thomas Christ's channel, Wayek, from Canada. No arrow, question marked. East Virginia studio, Can You Hear Me? Proving Groove, moonlighting theme song cover. And then my buddy Prince Prodigal, Supernova, really cool track. So I'll stop there for now. What we have on cue for you next is Over the Fence. So I know when you sent me it, did I capture, because you sent from oldest to newest, is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, some of my old stuff on there too is more like the Megadeth stuff, but it was like I'm master and everything, and it's really raw sounding. So I gave you probably more newer stuff just because it's a little better mixed and produced a little bit. But
I
yeah,
don't know. There's
I like the raw stuff.
yeah, I probably should have put some stuff in there then. Yeah.
well, it's on cue. Let's play it.
You're nothing but a sewer rat. The bad things you say. You got nothing left to offer. Do you even play? You comment on everything, but you have nothing to show. We have learned nothing from you. You have to go. You have to go. Slithering like a snake, yet what you say is fake. Spewing falseness from your mouth, it's more than I can take. You're the one who always worships the little prince. I've had enough of your shit. Throw you over the fence. Over the fence.
One of those songs that you wish was longer. Like,
Yeah.
I'm definitely going back to listen to that again. That's just
Yeah.
wicked. And yes, everybody, what Dragon Orb Music posted there, please go subscribe to Larzguitars. You won't be disappointed. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's a great one. Definitely hearing the Megadeth in that. Seriously,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
I actually think I like your voice better than Dave Mustaine. I think you're better than his.
Well, oh God.
I'm serious.
Well, thanks.
You've got your own sound. Like it's hard to explain. Like there's a similarity, but it's not. You're not his replica or anything like that.
No,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I think I strayed away from it a little bit. Trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like it.
Yeah, a
We're
lot of
still
my
gonna collab one day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Hetriani talked about that. So I had like, man, I thought it'd be cool to do like Peace Sells and have you sing it. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like do that, like do something like that. And then me and you
That'd be
talked
cool.
again.
Guitar player again?
Yeah. Then we talked again. And it was like, let's do an original. That's cool too, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to
We just gotta
collab,
make it happen.
definitely. Yeah. We've been talking about a year for collabing together, and
Yeah.
probably even
Or
over
more.
a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably if we looked at emails. Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably longer than a year by now.
Yeah. We got to do it.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
Yeah, don't make us wait too long, gents.
Well, you're only finding out about it now. We've already waited over a year.
Right.
That's the first thing Hetriani told me when I said, yeah,
We should announce one and then wait a year to put it out. No, I'm kidding.
That's right. Build the anticipation.
Oh shit.
Oh man. I keep thinking Frank's going to talk, and I don't want to interrupt him.
No, go I'm just gasping.
He's just randomly waving at people's comments. That's all right. It's all right.
So what made you play guitar? Not that I want to interview you, but like, what made you play, Hetriani? Like,
not much different than you, actually.
Yeah.
The music I listened to, my cousin got me into a lot of the AC/DC and Metallica and all that stuff when I was young.
Right.
And like I didn't actually start till I was 16, and I wanted to try and be cool because I was such a loser in school, right? Like I had no friends. I was like this little scrawny pipsqueak guy. I wasn't smart enough to be a nerd. I wasn't big enough to be a jock. I wasn't, it didn't fit
That's
anywhere.
me. Yeah, that was me too.
So I'm like, I'm going to play guitar because that will make me cool. And it didn't, but it was something that I ended up loving doing. And you watch Much Music, or I guess it'd be MTV or whatever, and see all the videos, all these guys playing this stuff. You're like, oh, that's so cool. How they do this. And, so I just spent a lot of time watching videos and getting tab books, like you said. And,
exactly.
Just trying to teach myself how to play. Yeah.
MTV was incredible for, making you want to play. Yeah.
It was. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Back when MTV was actually music.
Right. That's all it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Our version here was Much Music. It's pretty much the same thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's interesting because for me, watching the Much Music, it actually brought a whole different dimension on writing. I don't know, as guitarists, if you had the same thing, because all of a sudden it was not just about, yes, of course it was about the lyric, but it was about the action while you're playing, how you're gonna, the lyric that you choose in that environment. Does this make sense? Like, does that?
I think I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like for instance, if when you saw the live shows that they would post with the explosions and stuff like that, like you actually write music based on the whole picture rather than just the story. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe I'm just out to lunch. But
I wouldn't go that far.
I don't even know how to articulate what I want to say. But as guitarist, do you from start to finish, it's like a complete story, like almost like a movie set or a stage set? Does any of that come across? Or
for me, it's just playing riffs, I think, and that's how it starts. And then I just develop
amazing riffs, that's for sure.
And then I just develop that into a song, and then it just ends up singing over certain parts. And I gotta say, I wasn't the best songwriter. I didn't really get the whole verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus thing. I just wrote. So I probably was more like Pink Floyd, where it's just like, I'll just spit this out there for 4 minutes. Like my songs were a lot longer too, but it seems like lately, man, to keep someone captivated, it's like 3 minutes and then they're just done. I don't know why, but so probably that's why my songs have gotten shorter too. Is just,
I've done the same thing. You shorten the songs in order to try and keep people's attention right to the very end, right? And you try and take your best riffs and cram them all into all the important parts. So you don't, a bridge. Before I used to do songs and you'd have a bridge like Master of Puppets where it's like 2 minutes of bridge, right? These parts, but half the time they're just like, I don't care anymore, and they're not listening. So you just take all your best riffs you got kind of cataloged and you squish them all together into the tiniest little condensed nugget of metal hell that you can, and hope that they like it, right, and stay around for the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know that I think big picture, Frank, when I'm writing. I think I know what you're saying, like as in delivery once it's completed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I don't think that far ahead.
I did that when
I
I
wish I
was
could.
younger. When I was younger, I wrote songs that were longer, and they had a you'll see one of the last ones here is like that. Yeah.
Very cool. I'm gonna do a few shout outs here. I think Hetriani is dealing with storm issues still. Doing for others, it's a little section I have here for a lot of, I mean, there's so many of us in here in the chat that are constantly sharing and doing things for other, like I said about you, Lars, even when you're not posting music, you're out in the community everywhere. Dan Anderson is one that shares so many different channels and premieres and whatnot. Independent Many United, we all know what she does for this community. Lainey Perez, Read Between the Lines, in pretty much every platform, social media platform. She's sharing out, as well as Rebel Rocker and the same thing, and Feisty Feather. Heather's constantly going to everybody's channel and sharing whatever she comes across. It's just amazing. DJ Big Red, I put him in here. He's a big reason why this show is still afloat between him and Folk Punk. The research that they do for me and all these videos that they convert from YouTube to MP4 so that I can put them on to create my own little video. I appreciate them. Crimson Crux, who introduced us to Natalie Ducros Hansen last week, and sounds like he has somebody else on the line, and I haven't forgotten Nate, so well done. Queen Survivor, there's another one that's sharing so many of our streams and whatnot. It's amazing what they do. And I do want to specifically mention Doctor's Orders. A big thank you to Doctor's Orders. I'm reading what he typed, but he called this a big thank you from Doctor's Orders. He introduced a whole bunch of different new bands. It's amazing stuff what he's done. I went out and subscribed to a few of the artists that he had posted on. It's a nice little montage. People like that we know is Michael Zealand, KVK, Cold Acre, Dragon Lady Music, Experience, Lizarday. But there's a bunch of other artists that you won't be disappointed if you go check it out. I'm going to finish with some of the mentions. Jackson Pierce, the Nut House, who's constantly supporting many channels I met through Indy's stream. Axe and Nacho runs a show, Canadian. He'll be on tonight, 11. Let's not forget Vince Janella right after this show. But Axe and Nachos will be on at 11 and also Monday nights. Dave's Music Channel, a friend of mine, a great supporter of many channels. He does a lot of songs, videos to a lot of classic songs, and I always say songs that you probably didn't think you'd ever hear again. Really good stuff. JM Unleashed, just before this show every Monday, if you can stop by his channel, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Nice little word games similar to Scrabble. And he's a great supporter of so many of our channels. Guitar Hack, who was in here earlier, I'm not sure. I'm sure he's probably in here somewhere lurking. He does amazing album reviews. Really great channel and great supporter. And Pompeii Music, he's a music teacher. He's got a lot of different chords progressions and stuff like that, and does a lot of backing tracks. Go check out his channel. You might find something that you can play along to. And I might as well finish with these. So we got a bunch of karaoke streaming channels, which is a lot of fun, and I think it's really good for the community. We got Miss High, we've got Pendar, and those two I typically are on Saturday nights. I don't know the exact times of some of these, but some I do. Like Jovel de Putzes is Friday mornings. Leia Ramos, Mr. B's Music Addiction, Deb's Wood Burning, CC Karaoke. We got Mama Rose channel, Angela Tanzer, and Together We Are Family. Some great community supporters and good people. That's it for my shout outs, and want to get on to we just listened to Over the Fence, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do a little. What I have up next is what we call the pianist composer time, and I'm hoping that I'm saying this a little better. And yeah, there's so many great pianists and composers in our community. These are some that many of us haven't gone to their channels to support, but I've noticed lately some of them have, some of us have. So that's really cool. It includes a lot of artists that we've seen in the stream. So this little promo clip that I put together for these artists, we have Lori's Mishmash playing a cover of Jesus. The name just left me. I'm sure you'll recognize it. But let's do a little promo thing here. Yeah. Isn't that sweet?
Definitely.
It's great.
We've got so much diversity in our community. I mean, we just cover all genres, and I'm just so grateful for all the support and all the people that I've met in these communities. And yeah, pretty cool stuff.
You're definitely doing a
What
great
a
job.
well-rounded group. Yes.
You're like in my town, we had this thing called Ground Zero. It came in the paper, and you'd pick it up and you'd look at all the bars that tell you who was playing. It was awesome. And that's kind of what you're
Sweet.
doing, Frank. Yeah, totally. I love it.
Thank you. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Like we were talking, I'm listening to it anyways, and I just thought it'd be a cool idea if we just shout. And it was actually Folk Punk and I spoke about this maybe about a year ago, but like everything else, we come up with ideas. Like you guys just mentioned, a year later, it's like, yeah, let's do it now. It'll happen. It'll happen when it's supposed to happen, right? But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and it's well worth it. I love this community, and I love every artist in this and every person in this community, and the love, the support. Of course, this is family. We get a lot of, things that happen, no different than any family, but that's okay. It's all part of it. Larzguitars, awesome.
Thanks.
Like I said, I was so excited when you were one of the first that I reached out to.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I was able to be here too. Gotta be here for Lars.
Yeah. You'll be here a couple more times. So the next song we have on queue is, wow, this show's just running smoothly here tonight. This one, and please, we can already start to post Vince Janella. To those of you, I noticed there's a few in here that do watch Vince's show. He's starting any second now. If we can post his link, that would be cool. Larzguitars, you've got next song is Walk Out.
I was trying to remember what I gave you.
Yeah.
Is there a story behind this?
You know what's funny about this song? Well, I probably shouldn't say it till you listen to it, but no, I just wrote this on my couch basically. But the other day I heard some song and I was like, man, they're playing my song. And you know what it was? Like God of Thunder by Kiss or something. But I was like, what the? Like, so maybe subconsciously I ripped one off or something. But you know how that goes.
We all do.
Yeah. So
I do.
Yeah. So basically, this was just one on my couch that was an acoustic.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yes, we definitely do. You know, I wrote a song and it's like one of the lyrics, I never released it, but it's like only because it fits so well. You're the queen of all my dreams. I'm thinking, fuck. Like Zeppelin was my favorite all-time band growing up, and here I am. But it just came natural, it fit in the scenario of the song, right? And
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
maybe
I think we all write like what we listen to, I think a little, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely have influences.
Yeah. All right, let's listen to Walk Out. Let me hide this one.
Darkness you wander, there's nothing left to say. Then the sun would rise and you would look in the sky. You'll look up and then you'll decide whether you would die.
Wow, that was
That was
wicked.
awesome.
I should have made it longer. I know.
Should have made it longer.
And I love what Sonic Race put up for us there.
Yeah, I saw that. That's exactly right.
Thanks. Thanks.
It's got a heavy driving grit.
That was
I
really
like that.
cool.
How do you keep your solos interesting, bud?
Man, it's still just probably my Guitar Heroes looking at that, but it's just playing like I did. Like I was so used to just playing over albums, like I said. I think I just still do that. It's improvising. Like a lot of these solos are just taken right off of the think. I hit play and record and
just go.
Yeah, because I find by the third time I missed it. By the third or fourth time, I'm almost like, oh man, I had that killer back then. So if I don't catch those first few takes, I think that's just it. Yeah,
you got to catch the spontaneity of it.
And like there, I kind of wanted to
things that come in.
I wanted to wham on the whammy bar on that one. You know, there's a little bit of.
Yeah, I know. I like that. That's why it made me think of that. Yeah. I was just wondering if it was a conscious effort, like you were like, I want to do this so that it's like, or
Sometimes it is. Sometimes I'm like, I'm just gonna like grab the bar and that's totally.
You ever consider going back on stage and performing or anything like that, Larry?
I lost that a little bit. I would love to, but it's just. Man, like when I played out in my town, we were playing all original music, and it was back in mid 90s to probably the last time I played out was 2000, maybe 2 or 8, somewhere in there. But when I played out at the time, you brought your equipment in, and all our bars around here had their own PAs. And you just came in, you sat up, you had a sound man, you had everything. It was kind of crazy at that time. But now it's like so different to where I'd have to invest so much money too, like, and bring my own stuff in. And, I'll be honest, I'm 55. And to drag that stuff in at 9:30 at night or 10 and then play till 2 in the morning, I don't know, Frank.
When I first saw these new little toys, and I don't know exactly but my uncle walked in with a little case about this big, maybe about 14 inches and 11 inches, and with a little handle, opens it up, and it's his amplifier. He says, he's in the 70s. I'm too old for this shit. I don't even know what it is. You guys would know. And
probably a modeler or something. Yeah.
It's like you can rent all that too, right? But it depends on what the gig's gonna pay. And we still have that here in a lot of the bars that I've seen a few places just before I pulled my shoulder where I was gonna perform. But we have the PA systems all set up. You just kind of plug in and go.
Yeah. And you don't need that much stuff at all. Like I got power speakers. I could do it. I got a digital mixer, and it's just, I don't know. I haven't totally lost it, but it's like the last time I played in a band was in 2019 before the whole thing went down or whatever. And I played with them for about a year and a half, and I knew the bass player didn't want to play out, but me and the drummer did. And then I came home and I started listening to YouTube, and I started watching backing tracks, and I started playing along with those, and I had just as much fun. And then I just thought, man, I just kind of went into the YouTube thing. That's how that started, was probably around 2020 was when I just started like, I'm just going to start posting my own stuff and recording my own stuff. And, man, I tried cover bands too for a little while. This is how bad I wanted to play out. And it just didn't seem like, I'll tell you now that I try to play covers, I can play them now, but I figured out all the stuff that I learned when I was 14 was wrong. Like I just, now I got a better ear and I can learn stuff like that. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I haven't lost, kind of, I guess I have, to the urge to play out. It's, man, I love that part of it. When we played out, like we all played original music, so it was always 2 or 3 bands. It doesn't cover. We got paid $30 a night, maybe sometimes between 3 of us. That's not even enough to, you probably drank that in the night. You're just sitting there, like so. I sat at I worked manufacturing though, and I'd sit there and I'd sit at the time clock and hand out sheets, like. So when we played out, you brought the crowd in. We got paid from the door. That was it. Like my people that played in cover bands, they were telling me, man, we make $1,200 a night. We won't do it. And I'm like, oh my God, like we're sharing the stage, like with 3 other bands or 2 other bands. And yeah, I'd say that the most we ever got paid was $250 a night for opening up for Jackal. If you guys know that band.
Jackal, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You open for Jackal?
Yeah.
That's cool in itself, man.
That is.
Yeah. That's something, to say, but yeah, it's I kind of, I like this kind of stuff, I guess, anymore. I'm getting old to where I like the community. I like posting stuff, and it'd take me a lot of work to play out, it'd be pulling a band together and teaching them the original, because it's different when you played covers. When I tried those cover bands, they'd give me a list of 20 songs and I'd learn them on my own. We'd show up and we'd play them. But when you're playing original stuff, a lot of times you're writing together, or you're they don't know your songs. Like, and I went through, like, the bass player left and I tried to teach a friend to play bass, and man, that took another. And then the drummer's getting frustrated. Like, we had someone that was playing, and man, I went through so much stuff that, And, and we didn't have internet either. When we played out, we didn't have internet. So a lot of times I was like telling people on the PA, like, come to my table after the show, and I was getting people's addresses and I was sending them flyers through the mail. There was a lot. It was a lot different back then. Yeah.
It's a lot more work.
Well, yeah, and then just finding the right member. I tried to put something together, I think, in 2022, and every time I tried, by the time you get this person lined up, you call the other person, then this person's gone, and then you still got the other person. Then next thing you know, no, man, I don't have any time, and it's like, shit,
Man, I tell you, like, I played 3 pieces, so it was like me and the bass player and the drummer, and you play together for 3 years every week, and then twice a week, 3 times a week when you played out. It was you got to know them as well as your family, and then there's tension, right? I mean, there's just like a relationship. There's a lot of. It's definitely like a relationship to get a band together and play for a long time.
Yeah, I heard Michael Thompson talking on that radio show that he's promoted our community and a bunch of the artists in this community. When he was talking, he was putting together, he was thinking of performing again. And he put out there that he was looking for a drummer. And if he's lurking, I'm wondering, on the radio in Minnesota, I wonder if he had any takers, if he's still out there. You just reminded me. But yeah, you have to have somebody, you have to have everybody on the same page, right?
And in my town too, is like circle of bands, you know what I mean? This guy'd leave and go to the other band. It was never like, so there's a lot of that too, to where, it's and it's still that way, to be honest. Some of the guys that, I'm 55. I don't know if I said that earlier, but I'm not out at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm in bed, so yeah.
I'm already past my bedtime.
Oh God.
Yeah, I stay up at 11 o'clock, 11:30. My whole next day is ruined.
But I do miss playing with people. I do miss playing out. Like I said, we did our own CDs. That was, man, we played for 2.5 years and saved up just enough money to go to in the studio, and that's when the drummer left. And then it was like I bought my own recorder, and I thought, well, I'll just do this myself, you know. And then we started doing that, and yeah, I recorded some CDs, but it was mostly we promoted ourselves. Being an original band, you just gave stuff away, you know. It wasn't like, yeah, it was a lot of that.
A lot of fun to go with it too, right?
Oh, totally. I wouldn't give none of that up. The last time I played with these guys, the bass players said, "Man, that was the worst part of my life." And I was like, "Why?" Like, and I think it was a lot of it, like the bars you'd go into had shitty power. So you deal with that through the night. Man, that was a blast for me. I don't know why, but it was like an adventure. Every time you went into a place, it's like, oh, what's this going to be like tonight? You know, I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Very cool.
Yeah. I miss playing out, but
Yeah.
So I asked you earlier, and I just found this, and you know what? I was so busy setting everything up, and you and Folk Punk were talking in the backstage, and you're on a farm property.
yeah. Well, I'm not on it. I live in town, but I own some farm property. Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And so that's basically your form of income. You said,
Yeah. I rent it, and basically it's, man, people think farmers are rich, but it's a part-time job for me, basically. You know, my wife has a good job, so it's just that I'm able to record. And but yeah, man, that farm, I mean, I had hunting dogs. There's a lot more to it than I spent a lot of time down there.
Well, it sounded like, yeah, exactly. That's why I asked. To hear you guys talking in the background. It's pretty cool.
There's a song I got, Floating, I think. If you look on my channel, that's the farm, actually. It's a drone footage that I took of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I will go check that out.
Yeah.
Post a link for that if we can find it. It's called Floating.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Was that one of those 10 years ago tracks?
Well, no, that's a newer one. That's why I don't really remember
look
it.
who's in the house.
I don't know. It's funny that, you know, I got old songs. I don't expect anybody to know what they are. Like, you know, my wife and people that have played them for 30 years, like I can say, you know, like Run with Death, and they'll know what that song is, but I don't expect anybody to know what my songs by name or anything.
Very cool. This next one we have on cue is Something Strange. It's actually the last song. Holy smokes.
It's pretty killer too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want to tell us about that one, Lars? Before we
all right. That's another one that's probably one that I wrote, like, geez, you guys, it's like probably 15, 20 years ago, and probably with the last guys that I've jammed with, and it was just one of my last originals that I wrote and sang with a band, you know. But it's all me on that song. I'm doing the bass and everything, but it was a band that I was in that I wrote that with, or I wrote it in that band. But yeah. So it's probably one of the better ones that I produced and mixed lately. I'm getting better at that. I teach all this stuff to myself, you know. It's a lot of watching videos, and yeah, it's a process. I love that part about it. I love recording. I love learning about it. I love all that stuff. So yeah.
Beautiful. Let's play it. Something Strange.
Took the pill.
I love that. That was awesome.
Thanks,
Right?
guys. Thanks a lot. I appreciate
Saves
it.
the best for last. Yeah, that was just incredible. There's so many guitarists in this community and that came over to watch your show, and I really appreciate them stopping by. But you've got so much support and love and respect amongst these guitarists. And Hetriani was talking about you, how much he admired your guitar playing. Once I called him up to let him know that you asked for him to be co-host, and yeah, it's just amazing stuff. I really appreciate you coming on this show, and I told Hetriani, is like, I'm just going to sit here and have a blast listen to you guys talk, talk shop here.
I was gonna say we can get into guitars, but no, that's another time.
I was going to say, we just scratched the surface. We need to do this like 4 more times.
Right. Yeah.
No problem. Let's do it.
It was awesome to have you on here, bud.
Man, I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for co-hosting too, and thanks Frank for everything
Absolutely.
you do.
Oh, geez. Thank you, man. Like I said, this show ran really smooth. I did forget a few things, but yeah, no. Once again, much respect. Your incredible talent and the support that you give so many channels. It was a no-brainer. Like I said, you were one of the first I reached out to, and I'm glad.
Yeah. It took a little while to get it together, but yeah, I was glad. I wasn't. Yeah, I appreciate you reaching out to me, man. I was, yeah, honored to when I got an email from you. I was like, man, that's cool. Definitely.
Very
I appreciate
cool.
the community too. Like everybody in there. I haven't typed anything. Sorry, I just can't type. I don't got any. But I've been watching the chat too, and like I said, I'm in all the chats. I really am. Like I just.
Yeah.
A lot of times I got a guitar in my hand the whole time. Like even when people are playing music, a lot of times, like even on Hippie show, I'm sitting there with my guitar playing along with the song. That's just the way I just love playing.
Oh, that's awesome. I heard, Hugh once say the same thing. Yeah, he'll just listen with the guitar in his hand and play along.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's fun. Yeah.
It's a great community.
I can't type, so there's no way I can keep up to a chat and hold the guitar in my hand.
Right. It's on my lap. I'm ready for it to fall on the ground. Ting! Yeah.
I'm like Mr. Cut and Paste. Yeah. So I guess that's the end of this show. Once again, thank you, everybody, especially my mods who are right on par with putting up all the links. I truly appreciate these mods do an amazing job. Thank you, Independent Many United, for all the support and what you do behind the scenes, as well as Folk Punk, obviously the co-producer of this, and DJ Big Red. Truly appreciate it. This weekend I was away with the kids and the family, and Folk Punk sent me a whole bunch of tracks that I would have otherwise missed, so I truly appreciate that. How you doing, Sal? Unshackled Spirits, my cousin from New Jersey. Yeah, so you've got pretty amazing guitars here. Please go check out Larzguitars. His music is amazing. He's an incredible supporter of many of our channels. And don't forget, we have Lady Campion's link as the featured channel tonight, posted at the top. Please go check her out Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. And she has a premiere Thursday. Thank you, Daniel, and everybody who's come out tonight. I truly appreciate it. Hetriani, I know you're a busy man with your new career that you're about to embark. And not to sound demeaning, but I swear I'm so proud of you, especially the direction that you're going.
Thank you.
We need people like you. Thank you, Larry. Once again, I really appreciate you coming on this show. And I know with the feedback that we got in the chat, everybody out there really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Hetriani, because yeah, he's hard to get on sometimes. He's he's a man of mystery.
He likes
That's
me.
because I suck at this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm very happy to be here, man, for you, for sure. For you and
Cool.
Frank, absolutely.
Thanks.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thanks, you guys.
All right. We got a song by Liz Day that she was kind enough to let me play for the end of all our shows here, and it's called Family. And this is what the Community Pulse is all about. I truly appreciate you all, love you all. Once again, thanks, Hetriani and Larzguitars, for being on the show and making this happen. Peace. Love you all. Have a great night.
Be well, everybody.
We are, we are, we are, we are. 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 Sister, brother, father, mother, we are one and the same. We are friends, chosen hearts, shared a force of nature. We are family, family, forever like a diamond, special treasure. We shine. Family, family, family. Are we not part of one another? Our love is gold. Family. We are, we are, we are, we are. Family. We are, we are, we are, we are. Family. We are, we are, we are, we are. Family. We are, we are, we are, we are. Family. Your life could get in the way sometimes, but no matter whatever ever hurt the cards, we'll weather it together wherever we are in the world. We are, we are, we are. Our home is where the heart is. We are, we are, we are. No matter how far apart we may find ourselves to be, no, it don't matter.